Captain's log, USS Enterprise. Strange occurrence. A green planet turned red, and then an Earth-like planet came. And then my dream shattered. Touching the universe remains a dream. Is there an alternative? Apparently there is one. Welcome to Smithsonian's Air and Space Museum in Washington DC, where you can touch the universe absolutely for free. Established in 1946 as National Air Museum, the main building opened near the National Mall in 1976. The museum is a center for research into history and science of aviation and space flights. The history of aviation began very humbly, especially considering the initial prototypes being very weird. It all changed in 1903. Two brothers, Oliver and Wilbur, famously called as Wright brothers, made a prototype that actually worked. And that flight, called as the Wright Flyer, on a cold day in California's Kitty Hawk, actually traversed the first flight, which lasted for about 12 seconds. That opened the floodgates. One after the other, new models came in. Charles Lindbergh's Spirit of St. Louis was a famous one, but the more famous one was Douglas DC-3, used in 1930s and in 1940s, even in World War II, was the first one to have 14-bed sleeper in the aircraft itself. From then on, the aircrafts became a very big component of warfare. Commercial aviation was also not far away. Giants like Boeing and Airbus stepped in and made massive aircrafts, the sophisticated ones, which transported people and goods in an effortless way throughout the world. Then came another variant, the helicopters. The Bell Model 47B is also on display. Engines developed, in came sports car, Chevrolet Corvette, A1 cars and F1 cars are all there. And so is the memories of America's best aviator and his pet lion, who also flew aircraft. Like I dreamed, mankind also dreamt of reaching moon one day. It started again humbly with Sputnik, the first aircraft ever in space. The aircrafts which carried primates, a chimpanzee, in the outer space, and the Gemini spacecraft which carried the first American to the outer space. Better engines kept on coming, and then came the F1, which actually gave birth to the Apollo missions. Apollo 11 finally will carry humans to moon. Edwin Aldrin, Neil Armstrong and Michael Collins finally made it possible. As Armstrong famously quoted, "A small step for man and a giant step for mankind." They actually took a small piece of Wright Flyer to the moon. These are the baby steps that they took, and then they finally brought back a series of moon rocks. Later, automatic vehicles or rovers were developed. Today's astronauts don't walk, they drive. With the ground floor done, it was time to move to the first floor, where the famous planet room was there, where one can find an incredible scaled model of the entire solar system displayed magnificently. It was actually a dream come true to see the Milky Way in the most realistic version. It was fascinating to spot India in the roving globe in the real-time flight simulator, how it looks from space. The tour ended, but guess what? Surprise, surprise. I found the real model of the USS Enterprise used in Star Trek. Space enthusiast or not, you must visit this free museum if you are in Washington DC and get marveled.